take number like 5, guys, because I don't feel good. So here it goes. My last one. This is going to be it. You are joining me from my bed in my pajamas, you know, the normal me every day, for Adventures with Disabilities. Guess where our adventure is taking us to today? Nowhere. I'm in bed. So we're going to have to really channel in our minds that we're going on this grand adventure. Where do you want to go? You know where I want to go? I want to fly to Brazil. My husband won't tell you this because he's really shy about his abilities, but he speaks Portuguese. I think that is super rad. The only word I know in Portuguese is how to go to the bathroom and how to eat popcorn. So if I go to Brazil, well, at least I got those 2 things covered, right? I think it would be so rad to go explore the world. Just get on an airplane and see other cultures and experiences and get that life knowledge. But alas, you guys, I am here, stuck in my bed, struggling to get out of it today, just wondering how I'm going to accomplish things. So let's rewind to yesterday. Yesterday was a normal day for me. I got up. I got breakfast. I then got my massage. I did my physical therapy exercises. I ran off to the hospital because I needed to have blood labs drawn. I took some of my family members shopping at the store, and I was thriving. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, I have seized the day. I haven't done spectacular because I do still have a disease. But the day was beautiful. It was bright. It was sunny outside, and I was just rick-rolling, ready to go. And so last night I said to myself, okay, I have this goal and I need to get it accomplished by Thursday, and I'm going to do it. Rain or snow, I'm doing it because I can't tell you what it is or why I'm doing it. Those are secrets and only the person that receives the gift can know. But what I want to tell you is I was so excited last night. I had everything spread out on the table. I was prepared to get my sewing machine out, and I wanted to get after it. But I knew because I had multiple sclerosis, I had to pace myself. I can't do it all in one day. So I went to bed, and I was happy, you guys. And I wasn't happy for me. I was happy for someone else because they're going to receive a gift that's going to be awesome. I woke up this morning and I feel like crap. I got up. I have looming nausea. My left leg is going weird. Both of my feet have neuropathy pains, pins and needles. My hip hurts, my back hurts, and my shoulder's sore from doing physical therapy exercises. Here's something I can tell you about when you get injuries, have surgeries, or have a debilitating illness like MS. Anytime a storm is brewing or like a storm is about to come, you feel it in every parts of those body parts that are broken on you. And you feel crummy. So I feel extremely crummy today, to the point that, you know, it's, I don't know what time, like 10 a.m. and I am still chilling in my bed. Yep. It's real life over here sometimes. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, oh my gosh, Ange, why? Why are you putting yourself out there? Why are you being so vulnerable? And why are you showing these horrible sides of you? I could never. No, I don't talk about these things. I keep these things to myself. And for the longest time, I did keep a lot of stuff to myself. But I want to share with you something that has really started to shift my thinking and transform the way I think. I started a YouTube channel on a whim. Knew nothing about YouTube. Besides watching other people's videos, I didn't know how to create a channel. I didn't know how to do thumbnails or any of that other stuff. Editing? Yeah, right, guys. I have a lesion in my brain. I'll never be able to figure that out. All I knew is my husband has been struggling the past couple of years with a ton of medical problems. I know, guys. I know what you're thinking. You're like, what? You have multiple sclerosis and all these other medical conditions. Wait, and now your husband is sick too? Yeah, guys, now we are both sick. I don't have children, and by now, because of my age, I should have already had children a long time ago. But that ship has sailed for me. And not sailed because I wanted it to go that way. It's just the way life went. I got a disease called multiple sclerosis. And when I first got the disease, I was paralyzed in a wheelchair for a while. And we can talk more about that later if you want to hear about that, because I'm an open book. I am willing to share with you. But then shortly after that, I had to have 2 surgeries. Then they realized I had a back problem. And now I have a torn shoulder, amongst all these other medical conditions. So for me to carry a child and take care of children, that would be not only very hard on me, but now very hard on my husband, who also has medical conditions. The plan of having children isn't going to happen for me. Oh gosh, I didn't think I would cry, guys. I've never really been much of a crier. I've been more of a like, yeah, we're fighting to the death, like we'll get through it. But I don't have children, and this might sound crazy, but when I was a teeny bopper, there was this group, musical group called Hanson. Okay? They were 3 little girls. Technically, they weren't, but they did look like little girls, and I was in love with them. And everyone's like, but they look like girls, and I was like, oh no, bop, you know the song, bop, dip-a-dop-a-doo up. Sorry guys, I can't sing. That song got them famous, and I was like, ooh yeah, I love these guys. Anyways, they have a song out that's called I Was Born. It's a newer song of theirs. And it's a lot more mature than the, like, teeny bopper bop. It's still got that kind of flair to it, but it's actually, like, more interpersonal, you know? Anyways, this song of theirs, I Was Born, you'll have to go look it up. I'll try to link it below if I figure out how to do that, but let's be honest, I don't know, without my husband's help, it might not happen. But if you can, it's Hanson, I Was Born. And the song is, I was born to do. And then, well, what were you born to do? And I thought to myself the other day, what was I born to do? All right? So let's kick it back for a few moments to the era of cassette tapes and metal hair bands and flashy colors, Saved by the Bell, you know, all this crazy stuff back then, okay? I was born a long time ago back then. But what was I born to do? I'm briefly going to explain this to you, but if you really want details, I can give them to you later. Like I said, I'm an open book. And for a lot of you, that's scary because you're like, ooh, I would have never said that on camera. I wouldn't tell anyone that. Like, ooh, no, keep that to yourself. I don't want anyone to know. My skeletons have to stay in the closet. I got lots of skeletons. We all do. But mine are no longer going to stay in the closet because what I have to share with you makes me happy. And when I am happy, no matter what I'm going through or what debilitating symptom I have for the day, I know I'm going to make it. It actually gives me hope when I can give hope to someone else living in a hopeless world. I was born, but I wasn't exactly born to loving parents. By the way, Mom, if you are watching this, let's get this out there to the whole entire world. I love you. You're my mom. No one's ever going to be my mom like you. You are the best mom I have ever had. So let's get that clear right now before you watch this and think there's digs at you. I promise you, there's no digs at anybody when I share this with you. This comes from my heart and my soul, and I sincerely mean it. Whether people believe it or not, I wholeheartedly mean it. And I'm so sorry I'm crying again, but it is so hard because I don't share this stuff a lot. When I was a child and teenager growing up, I hid it from a lot of people because I didn't want people to know the way that I grew up because, one, I felt embarrassed, and two, what could people really do? My own extended family tried to help, and it didn't do any good. When I was born, oh gosh, I can't believe this, you guys. I am a ball baby. I am so sorry. When I was born, my father didn't want me. For whatever reason. They didn't have a lot of money, I'm sure. And he really wasn't in the best place to care for a child. And he tried to, coerce my mom into giving me up for adoption. And my mom didn't want to do that. And she struggled with that. I know she still struggles with it. You bring it up and she's super emotional about it. And I know why. And trust me, Mom, I know you didn't want to give me up for adoption, and you would never do that because you love me till the end of the earth. I know. You've helped me a lot over the years. You've been there for me. And I love you too, okay? Anyways, I had an older brother who wasn't much older, and I came along, and obviously I wasn't a boy, and I don't know if that really mattered in the grand scheme of anything, but for some strange reason, which I assume most of it was money issues, and he was unfit to care for me, he asked my mom to give me up for adoption. And she contemplated that. Not because she wanted to do it, but that's just kind of what came about. So, my name, when I was born, was actually going to be Angel. Because I was my mom's little angel that had to fly away. And luckily, I had two loving grandmothers that were there that day at the hospital. And hearing them when they were actually alive retell this story to me like a bazillion times, it's just awe-inspiring. Because thanks to them, my mom was able to keep me and I was able to keep her. Oh, you guys, I am bawling like a baby. I am so sorry on camera. It's like, who does that? I told you guys this is going to be some real stuff. And it's going to be very vulnerable, but bear with me. So, I was going to be named Angel. Because I was my mom's little angel that had to fly away. Well, at the hospital that day, my grandmother said, "Oh, she's too precious. We have to keep her. You know what? We're going to help you. Okay? You're keeping her." One of my grandmothers said, "But on one condition. We know you want to name her Angel, but we're afraid she might get teased at school for having that name." By the way, guys, that's a freaking kick-A name. Right? Totally. If they would have kept that name, oh, I would have rocked it. So my grandma said, "I have an idea. Why don't we just add an A to Angel? And we will call her Angela." And that's how I got my name. So then, because my father was unfit to take care of us, and a lot of bad things were happening back then, we moved back in with my grandma. When I was like really little, there's pictures of us at my grandma's house, and I absolutely love it because sometimes in this big giant world, we feel like we're all alone. We feel like no one cares about us. You know, you try to reach out to people and they don't reach out back, and you think it's you. Like, what did I do? Or, you know, why do they not care? And we feel like that I felt like that sometimes in life. Anyways, so we lived in my grandma's house. And I've never really shared this with very many people. Just close friends and family get this. But I do feel like it's now time to share it with the rest of the world. Because I have a lot of important things that I think people need to hear. And if you don't need to hear it, that's okay. But if it's something that resonates with you, stick around. I've got lots more to share. We lived in my grandma's house. And I was like barely 2 years old. And my grandma said I was crying in the middle of the night. I used to be afraid of the dark. Like afraid of the dark. And for a lot of years I was like, why am I afraid of the dark? And then I realized I was afraid of the dark because my biological father used to say stuff to me that had me awake all night long. And I was afraid back then. I was scared, not only for me, but for my family. But I was a kid. Who do you turn to? You're a kid. No one's going to believe you. And so a lot of times I kept quiet. So I had a lot of people that were like, "Whew, you're just really shy. You don't talk a lot." Actually, I wanted to avoid talking because what was there to talk about? Life was messed up. We're living at my grandma's house. I'm 2 years old, give or take maybe 1.5, 2 years old. And I was crying in the middle of the night because I was afraid of the dark. And for some reason, my grandma said that my mom was just sound asleep and didn't hear me. So she came from another room, ran and got me, and said she was holding me in her arms, to get me to quit crying. And most people's first words are like, Mom, Dad, things like that. You want to know what my first word was? It's awesome, guys. You're going to love it. My grandma's, I don't know if I can show you, but she was like holding me, right? And I looked out the window and I pointed at the sky. And I said, moon. That was my first word, moon. And before I even knew that story, I was obsessed with the moon. Because when I was a little kid, I would go to bed at night and I had a very hard time falling asleep because of everything that we were going through and dealing with. It was not easy. So I would lie awake in bed at night. I would stare out the window and I would look up at the moon and I would dream of faraway places. I would think of everything I possibly could staring at that moon. And my idea was, hey, if I could lasso the moon, how the saying goes, I could transform to anywhere I wanted to go. I could be anything I wanted to be. Nothing could stop me. Because I knew that every night I went to bed struggling, I could look out my window, look up at the moon, and it was always there for me. And then, when I grew up a little bit, my grandma told me the story of my first word being the moon. The moon, guys. And I was like, whoa. That's weird. I didn't even know that, and I had already loved the moon. I grew up in a lot of rough environments that kids should have never been put through. And I had a lot of awesome people. So let's not discredit all the people in my life that were there for me. I had friends that were spectacular. I had family members, like extended family members, that were always there for me. And all they wanted was the best for me and my brother. And it can't go without saying, I had 4 stepsisters in the mix. And they wanted the best for us too. And no matter how far apart our worlds can grow, because we all have everyday living to do, and we're all on our own life path and own journey, I love you guys. And I will love you forever. Sorry. It's so hard because they tell you not to talk about these things. They say, oh, don't share the skeletons in your closet or your private details. But there are a few people on this earth who I will not mention by name. They don't think anything of me. They think I'm nothing. And my biological father was one of those people. And he is no longer here to defend himself. So I'm not here to exploit him or slander him or say anything about him in any way that could seem like that. All I'm here to do is share my journey and share my life story. And by doing that, I hope just if even one of you can wake up tomorrow and have hope for the day. Literally, that is worth more to me than money, gold, riches, flying places, having the perfect life on camera. If I inspire just one person to not give up and have hope, honestly, that's what makes me happy. That makes me the Ange that a lot of you know and love and say I'm an inspiration. I don't feel like an inspiration. Let's be honest, most days, look at me. I'm in pajamas. I'm in bed. I've not accomplished a lot today because I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. And a lot of stuff that I don't talk about. When you see me out and about, I've put my brave, big, bad self on, you know. I got my makeup on, I'm ready to go. And we're doing this. But sometimes we're also doing the hard stuff too. And it can get hard. So growing up, I felt like a lot of people were not rooting for me. And I see it now, they were. Lots of people were rooting for me. They wanted to see me come out of this hellhole and make something of myself. So as I grew up, I struggled quite a bit with that belief, making something of myself. How can you make something of yourself when you weren't given a very good self-start? And for many years, especially as a teenager, I turned to behaviors, negative behaviors, things that were not going to get me further climbing up the mountain in life. And I would love to say that I regret it. And yeah, actually, I really do regret some of those things that I had done as a teenager and even as a young adult. But I look at it and I look back at it and I know it's a learning lesson and a learning tool for me to help me to keep going forward and say, okay, I don't need to go back to those places or those things I was doing. I don't need to destroy my life. For some reason, I thought in my head, like, you know, my biological father was screwing up. To put it frankly, he was in and out of jail. He didn't have jobs half the time. He didn't pay child support. He did a lot of things, bad things, to people he didn't even know. Why? Why would someone spend their whole entire life being negative and messing around with people and, you know, making life harder for them? So I woke up one day and I said, nope, I'm breaking the cycle. I'm breaking the cycle of abuse. I might have suffered through a lot of trauma, and that might follow me for the rest of my life. But it's not going to stop me. I'm going to continue forward on this journey in life. I am on this grand adventure. And I don't know where it will take me next. Okay, actually, guys, let's be honest. It'll probably take me to a doctor's office. That's where my grand adventure is going to take me. Okay? I have a lot of medical conditions. They're out of my control. If you heard the full story of my journey, which most of you haven't, but the few of you that have heard it, you would go, holy cow. How are you even still alive and smiling, you guys? I smile a lot. I have fun. I love life. I'm in bed. I feel sick. I have something today that I was really excited to accomplish. Not for me, but for somebody else. But I'm stuck here at the moment, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to make it happen. But I got to do it. The person needs it, and they need it more than I need it. So I'm going to try my best today so I can start rolling along and get it going. You'll notice in the channel, if you watch further, my husband likes to say, roll along with us, like, let's roll along. And he coined that phrase because I used to be paralyzed in a wheelchair due to multiple sclerosis. And so he coined the phrase, roll along, because that's all we're doing in life. My husband and I are just two people rolling along in life. And the other half of me wanted to give up. And I said, not on my watch. You hang out with me long enough, you will be inspired to believe that you can do anything. And yes, guys, believe me, you can do anything. I started a YouTube channel on a whim. I don't publicly speak to people. Half the time I'm at my house, and you don't even ever see me. Ever. But my husband wanted to give up a while ago. He didn't know how he was going to go on. He was stuck in his noggin. And his noggin was telling him, give up, dude. Give up. You're not going to go any further. You have too many medical problems now. You know how many surgeries my husband has had? I'll count them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's had 5 surgeries. Right? That's insane. That's insane. You know, and it's hard. I think it's hard for him because he wakes up now most days and he feels like me. He feels like literal garbage. But you know what I think is the bravest thing he's done thus far? Almost gave up, but then he didn't give up. He somehow managed to keep going despite all of the ailments, and no matter how crappy he felt, he gets up every day and he goes to his job. And he does the best job he could do while he's there. And he does it all while feeling sick and having pains. Oh, I said 5 surgeries? Well, last time we saw the doctor, they're thinking about sending him to a surgeon. He might end up having a 6th surgery soon coming down the road. It's hard, guys. I might be a little spaced out with my talking today, but that's because I have MS brain fog going on, and it's a little bit hard to channel my thoughts. I'm a lot better at writing because I have time and breaks in between to think about it a little bit more before I actually write it. But I'm learning how to talk on camera, and the reason for doing that is because I know hard things. And it's weird because I know hard things about a lot of things in life. I mean, you could talk to me about a whole wide variety of stuff, and most likely I would be like, yeah, I've been there. I've been there before. I know exactly what you're going through. I know what it feels like. I'm here to tell you, I know what it feels like to go through life every day. And sometimes it's explosively amazing and you are having the best time ever on planet Earth. But then I know those other times where you're not having the best time on planet Earth. And it sucks and you don't know how you're going to make it to the next day. And you're just eking along in life, just hoping that something else just doesn't come down and just crush you because you're already being crushed enough. Dealing with all of these issues I've had to deal with since I was born. Like the Hanson song says, I was born to do something. Since I was born, I was not given a fair chance at life. I was actually born to not do very much. Because every time I get over a hurdle, the next hurdle arrives. And I say to myself, I was born to be Angel. And now I'm Angela. And this is my story of how I was born out of nothing. And now I have greatness. And I don't have greatness inside of me because I'm rich or have a job I love or have amazing things going for me, or I'm just out there exploring the world, tackling the day. I've got it all going on. Let's be honest, guys. A lot of days, I'm here fighting a battle with my body because it does not want to move and it does not like me. And every day I fight that battle, I'm going to fight it harder the next day. Because I know my worth. And I know what I was born to do. It might not be what I thought I should have done. It might not be exactly what I wanted to do. But I know now that since the time I was born until the time right now here on March 15th, 2022, talking to all of you, no matter what comes next in my life, I was born to put a smile on my face, look as goofy as possible on camera, stumble over my words, sound cheesy and silly. But I was born for a reason. To help others not give up. You want to talk about hard stuff? Get with me. Private message me. Come to my house and visit. I'm always an open book to talk with. Just let it out. I find that it is actually therapeutic to talk about our hard struggles. Now, we don't have to talk about them in a way that, we leave going home like, oh, that was draining. Who could think about that all day? No. We don't have to let misery love company, because misery does love company. Let's be honest. It's just part of life. We don't have to talk about our problems in a way that misery will love company. But if we talk about our problems in a loving manner and a loving way, we can inspire others just to not give up. All right, guys. I gotta focus right now on getting myself feeling better because I have something very special I've got to do for someone. And I have no idea how I'm going to do it today. I feel like literal garbage. but I'm putting a smile on my face. Yeah, I know, such a cheeser, but I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I am going to accomplish it. I'm just going to get it done. That's just all there is to it. I am going to get it done. I was born to inspire you to not give up. That's what I was born to do. Right? I was born to inspire you to not give up. So guys, I'll leave you with this. Take time, think about it. What were you born to do? Until next time, guys, I like everyone to have fun. I like people to enjoy life. So until next time, I'll have a good day and you'll have a good day, because I'm going to high five you, and that high five is going to be sent with all the love in the world so you don't give up. Ready for it? On 1, 2, 3. High five, I'm out of here. I'm going to do great stuff. See you later. Woo!